This episode of The Bracket, a Lights Camera Barstool podcast, is specially presented by Waterbird. That is right. Waterbird's canned cocktails. You can find them in grocery stores, a convenience store, a liquor store near you. They make high-quality canned cocktails with real premium distilled spirits. Waterbird's ranch water, fantastic. If you never had ranch water, real premium Blanco tequila, sparkling water, lime juice, fantastic. I'm an Austinite from Texas. Tell you what, ranch water, very popular there. It is delicious, must have. You got to try Waterbird's. It's the ultimate refreshment. Makes their ranch water with real tequila, not from sugar or malt like all the others in the market. Waterbird also makes a delicious tequila margarita. The Waterbird Tequila Margarita is made with Waterbird's real premium Blanco tequila, distilled in Mexico, sparkling water, lime juice, triple sec, and a little pinch of salt. No mixing, none of that necessary. Waterbird, canned, all ready to go. Don't need anything else there. It's all right there. The ranch water, awesome. Tequila margarita, just as good, maybe even better. Who knows? Try them both. Figure out which one you like the best. Again, maybe you're going to like both of them. But try Waterbird. You can find them grocery store, convenience store, liquor store near you. Thank you to Waterbird for sponsoring this podcast. Welcome to The Bracket. The 7th edition of this show, a Lights Camera Barstool podcast, presented by Waterbird. Jeff Lowe, alongside Stephen Cheah, KenJac, Nick, and KB, who we just found out KB doesn't have internet in his apartment. That was
an
shocking.
Impossible task.
That's just, and he's been binging The Sopranos, which that implies he's been watching on his phone.
And then you asked us to go to separate rooms, and so he is just on the other side of this half wall. So that's the separate room.
That's why I hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, we might as well be right next to each other.
It's not echoing like it was before. So the first 6 brackets, we'll see if I can do this. I said I could do a better job at this.
I'm going to say no, you can't.
I did not expect. Thank you. Did not expect a delivery guy to buzz right when I was about to recite them. That actually probably threw me off. Big.
This is sponsored by Waterbirds, right?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to have another?
I mean, ask the ad guy on the team.
That's what I'm looking right at him.
Well, you're not showing the label, so right now you're allowed to. You're not showing the label. It could just be an apple cider.
It's apple cider.
All right, take a big hearty chug and finish it, and then put it down. He put the whole thing down.
Oh yeah. The
okay.
whole thing.
Big Pharma and then Nick both tried to interrupt me. The first bracket we did was Worst Mascot. It was won by the Wizard of Fries. The second bracket was Best Gas Station Snack. It was Beef Jerky, followed by Best James, which was won by Kevin James. Then most boring person, place, or thing, which was online work training, which does suck. And then last week we had our 5th bracket, which was a really good one. It was very contentious. Wait, was the 5th one last week?
No, you forgot the internet, 2000s internet.
Yeah, 2000s internet things, which was won by AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah,
AIM. Yeah.
And then last week, I do remember last week's was Biggest Weirdos. It was won by late entry 13 seed, though I will know, I don't think they would have been a 13 seed had we added it in pre-tournament, but that's how they won it, and it was Airsoft Adults.
I've fallen into a rabbit hole of Airsoft Adults.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Airsoft.
Rightful winner. It is so deserving.
I told you guys, man. It's the gift that never stops giving.
They're unbelievable. So tonight, this morning, whenever you're listening, we are going to be doing the worst red things, the color red, but there's ways to get around that. I will say off the top, there is one person banned. Jared Fogle was banned from the bracket because that's a guaranteed win. Again, it's like when you don't let your friends take Gretzky or Jordan, you just can't. It just doesn't work. He can't be in it. He'd be a 1 seed. We would have to allow him to win because he is.
1 seed is poor phrasing here too.
Yeah,
there was that river that turned red from blood from all the casualties of the war. What river was that?
Kyle, are you eating in my room?
Yep.
Here we go. Let's get right into it. Make sure my fellow bracket mates, have your chat open as I'll reveal the matchups. The first matchup, there's another obvious 1 seed. And then this man, or I don't know, whatever this being or creature is in your religion, the 1 seed is the devil. I feel like anything that's a bad red thing, the devil just auto is the 1 seed. Against the 16 seed, the Game of Thrones Red Wedding.
Both of those are very good red things, right? Like that was an iconic moment in television, and the devil is cool. Like he plays violin with Charlie Daniels, and that's like about as cool as you can get.
The devil has given us a lot of good music indirectly.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
he tortures all the people that are bad in the physical plane.
Yeah,
that's
what is bad about the devil?
I mean, if you're bad, he tortures you for eternity.
Yeah, that's a good thing, is it not?
Would you want to be tortured for?
Well, that's why you don't be bad.
Here's a theory, or not a theory. Here's a counter, not even a counterpoint. Do people incorrectly associate the devil or combine the devil's deeds with the Grim Reaper? Because I feel like if the devil is doing Grim Reaper shit and just killing people, then that's a different thing. But I mean, the devil, whenever the devil is on land in the U.S. or around the world, he's making music. I just like that is worth noting.
Yeah, that's
typically what he's doing.
And like, even if we go back to Hades, he's just like in charge of the bad guys.
Yeah, and that's also pretty cool. The bad guys are significantly cooler.
Well,
like Zeus was like a full-on rapist.
Oh,
Hades was against him.
Hades, voiced by
James Woods. And Rip Torn was Zeus in that movie, I believe, too.
But
so, I mean, again, it comes down to which one you like more, and Rip Torn would be there in my case.
Though the Red Wedding Game of Thrones iconic moment, but are we judging the moment or the idea of the Red Wedding itself? Because the idea of the Red Wedding itself isn't great. That would be a disappointing thing to attend.
It ruined me when I read it. And then when I watched it, it ruined my day. And it's when I was like, oh my God, this is unlike any show I've ever seen. I can't wait for its conclusion. And then it just hurt me even more. Like it's what got me hooked on Game of Thrones.
Seasons. It was still pretty good for a few more seasons.
All right,
Kyle doesn't know what it is.
That was like season 3, episode 4. Like there was still plenty of runway left.
What's the cliff notes? What's the Red Wedding? Was it
a bunch of characters everyone liked died during the Red Wedding?
Oh, that's bad.
It was very sudden, like out of nowhere.
Can you give this to KB and Sopranos references?
Yeah, like imagine you're watching the show and like fucking like Tony Soprano just gets like a bullet to the head along with his wife and along with Paulie Walnuts, like just in the middle of the 3rd season.
And then there's just many more seasons left.
Okay.
Yeah,
without characters that you've grown to develop an emotional connection with.
Oh, you definitely have an emotional connection, yeah. And they're the extreme
brutal.
good guys in this
It's
case.
brutal.
So, like, it's a good thing. Is what I'm saying, and I agree with you, Nick. I remember I read it.
Devil's portrayal in fiction they're almost always likable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like the devil, like he gets a bad rep. I think he's a good guy. He tortures bad guys. Is that not a good thing?
But what in religion? What does he do? Does he torture people who are hellbound? So they kind of deserve it.
He tempted Adam and Eve. He's the reason we're not all showing our penis.
Okay, he fucked us all over.
No,
he didn't fuck us over. Adam and Eve fucked us over.
Yeah.
It's their fault.
Jay, you've been quiet. Do you know either of these things?
I don't know as much about religion, but I've been taught, I grew up Catholic, to the devil's like the worst dude possible. I was not a Game of Thrones watcher. I do know about the Red Wedding as far as everyone dying. It is one of the most shocking moments, of course, in TV history. But were like the appetizers good at least?
You can't really see, to be honest. You don't get a good look at the food.
Probably not.
Although
maybe the food is garbage.
It's true. And also
the lack of salt.
Later in that same exact
boiled.
Arya feeds that guy his own sons baked into a pie, which is pretty sick.
But it wasn't conveyed that well.
So I will say
it's cool. You saw someone's thumb in it. How easier could it be conveyed?
A natural Jack Horner.
A quick Google here. of what does the devil want gives me a 2020 article that says the devil wants you distracted, wants your family, wants you to be afraid, and then he wants it all.
That doesn't sound very cool.
He tempts people and he exposes them for their sins, basically. He's not necessarily inherently a bad guy. He just exposes the worst in humanity. I don't think that's a bad thing.
He tempts you with like sins of the flesh. Like he's the reason you're horny. And that's thanks, man.
Exactly. So let's get a vote, because I don't even think either of these things are going to win past the next round anyway. But the devil does get the 1 seed. That's just one of those things. It's like the devil. If it's anything related to the devil, like it's just auto 1.
He's like voting for the devil thing.
What?
He might be the first red thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He just has. Is
that historically accurate though? I think that's like saying Jesus is white when he was probably Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he might be a totally different color. I don't think
that's Kyle's new thing. He tells people the devil wasn't red. He's like, no.
The hell football team.
Nick, who are you voting for?
I'm going to go with the Red Wedding. I've never been more invested in a show, and it took over pop culture, and now nobody speaks of it. It was unlike anything ever.
It is incredible. It's just, I'm going to vote the devil, because the devil, I don't know, the devil, it's the fucking devil. I don't know. Just like, it's like you're already going to move Duke through if they're a 1 seed, you know? So I guess that's a devil reference. KenJac.
Yeah.
I think, again, I don't think the devil's necessarily a bad guy, but the Red Wedding is objectively one of the better moments in television history, in my opinion. So I can't say it's bad. It sucks what happened in it, but it was good and for the show and for the drama and the storyline in general. So I got to vote for the devil.
Kyle?
Yeah, I think the devil was necessarily a bad guy and is necessarily a bad guy. I think he stinks.
Yeah.
I think he's responsible for all things evil. I'm not trying to spin zone that the devil is good. I'm going the devil.
Cheah?
Yeah. Also devil. I mean, he's got that like poker. It's like kind of a fork. It's not really a pitchfork.
A trident of some sort.
Trident. Yeah.
It's a fork. Yeah. It's a pitchfork.
Yeah.
That'd be great if you get sent to hell and you're like, hey, it's your poker. And he's like, all right, go back up. You're up. Go. You don't belong.
Yeah. Devil, easy choice.
Folks, I've been wearing these fucking sunglasses for years now. I'm not even kidding. And they have a feature that I don't even know if it's in the ad copy. They have these the frames, I don't even know what they're called, the fucking flaps. Am I an idiot? The thing that goes around your ears. You ever wear sunglasses maybe a little too tight, maybe a little too loose? These are spring fucking loaded. They're the most comfortable sunglasses, and they look cool as shit too. They have the regular, like maybe like a matte look to them, but they have some clear see-through ones. The lens themselves have sick reflections and colors. Blender's Eyewear is from San Diego, which again, if you're gonna trust people who wear sunglasses, trust people from San Diego. Unlike expensive big brand shades too, they're affordable. They're really, really affordable. $50, $60 that range, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on what you're getting. Awesome customer service. I lost mine in the fucking lake. I shouldn't even be saying this. I'm going to get in trouble. Lost mine in the lake once. They sent me a replacement pair. Unbelievable. Not just sunglasses, too. They have prescription glasses, readers, blue lights, awesome snow goggles. Blender's Eyewear, I'm telling you, the best sunglasses I've ever had. They look cooler than any expensive sunglasses I've ever seen anybody wear. They are awesome. Always have new styles, always have new designs. Purple lenses, gold arms on black lenses, orange polarized wraparounds. The best sunglasses I've ever seen are Blender's Eyewears. I've amped when I saw this as one of our sponsors, because I'm telling you, the best sunglasses I've ever worn. I buy like 1 or 2 every summer. I think I have like 10 or 12 pair now. Just cycle them out. The coolest sunglasses, and I'm telling you what, the most comfortable sunglasses as well. Blender's Eyewear, the best. 15% off your purchase. That's a steal, because they're already cheap. 15% off your purchase, Blenders. Eyewear.com. Blenderseyewear.com. Enter promo code LIGHTSVIP, LIGHTS VIP. That's blenderseyewear.com. Code LIGHTSVIP for 15% off. Rocked with pride worldwide. That's what they say. Guess what? Rocked on Jeff D Lowe's face. They're fucking awesome. Awesome sunglasses. The 8. So the devil moves on to the second round. The 8 versus 9. This is a good one. Ooh. 8. There's many names for this. Nick has a name that I didn't even know existed for this. The 8 seed is watery pre-ketchup. So when you squirt the ketchup and it's that red watery, I mean, there's many names. We'll get to that in a second, Nick.
Far worse than the devil.
The 9 seed, everyone knows everyone knows his. I thought it was his.
Oh, God.
I thought it was. It's not even that funny. I thought it was his sister. I guess it's it's. I thought he was her brother, but I guess he's her like boyfriend. It's Raggedy Andy.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker.
The boy version of
Raggedy Ann and Andy. Oh, the boy Raggedy Ann. Oh yeah, he's unnecessary.
Just yeah. I mean, a real shit character. Actually referenced in. KenJac, you know where I know you've seen Raggedy Andy?
I'm picturing it's fucking what's her name? Rashida Jones did a character involving Raggedy Ann.
There's a Star Wars Family Guy, Darth Vader, played by Stewie, is going down the lineup of bounty hunters, and he goes, "Who are you supposed to be?" And he goes, "I'm Raggedy Andy." Get the fuck out. But
that's kind of funny.
Raggedy Andy stinks. Google image search Raggedy Andy. You will not find one pleasant image, whether it's a human dressed as him for Halloween, the doll, other versions, cartoons, terrible. However, watery pre-ketchup water is it's gross, and it's also one of the most disappointing things, especially you shake it and it still is watery. It's the worst.
It makes a funny fart, which is does anybody else call the pre-ketchup a doiter? DOIDER? Doiter?
No. Only ever called it
Maybe,
pre-cum.
come on. Is that a regional thing, or was it just my household?
It's regional.
We've your pathetic bedroom.
When you're like putting it out for your fries, and it's just like, oh, doiter.
We've learned that regional doesn't just mean parts of the country, but also within Nick and KB's hometown.
Yeah.
Doiter.
Nick. Doiter sounds like a growth. Or
that's a goiter.
That's a goiter.
Yeah, but it sounds like it doesn't.
Look, I Googled it. I would be willing to guess, based on this immediate Google, you're the only person in the world who calls the watery pre-ketchup squirt a doiter.
Hold on. I gotta get to the fucking bottom of this.
You pitched it to me earlier today as if it's some sort of delicacy.
Yeah, it's a doiter. It's fun. Hold on. Hopefully my mom's still awake. Because I want to know how this Mom, what's a ketchup doiter?
When it makes that sound when you put the ketchup in.
Yeah, it's the sound in the water.
Oh, no, sound is different.
Too.
It's the sound and water combined. That's a doiter. Thanks, Mom.
That's a doiter.
I love you.
You made up.
No, it's not me. It's a doiter. Everybody knows.
Everyone else, what are our immediate thoughts in this match?
I'm voting Raggedy Andy. I don't want to hear the word doiter mentioned in any way.
Definitely a fake word. I do think that the pre-cum in mustard is much worse than the pre-cum in ketchup. That is significantly worse because immediately the ketchup just folds over all that the watery, viscous, gross shit. But pre-cum mustard just floats away and you just see it constantly. I hate that way worse. So I'm gonna go Raggedy Andy.
You can build a border wall around the pre-ketchup and then it just kind of absorbs
disappears.
It all.
Yeah. It's just vinegar, isn't it? Right? And I think it just absorbs into the rest of it.
Is that vinegar?
It's apparently a doiter.
It's a doiter.
When I Googled Raggedy Andy, I was just expecting to see a doll version of Nick. It's not.
You think I'm Raggedy Andy?
I did. I had no idea what Raggedy Andy looks like. I'm now looking at a picture of Raggedy Andy. It looks absolutely nothing like you.
Thank you.
A little disappointed there. The watery pre-ketchup, that is ultimate disappointment. I will agree with KenJac. I do think mustard is worse, but both of them horrible, will ruin a burger, hot dog. Got it off the grill. You think it's really hot, going to be awesome. Oh, wait, here's a bunch of water on it. It does dilute the taste, especially when it mixes with the bun. Which one is worse? I feel like Raggedy Andy is just kind of an afterthought for me. Watery pre-ketchup is something I actively try to avoid all the time.
Yeah, the disappointment.
Watery pre-ketchup.
the disappointment is such a big part of it, where you're just like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. KenJac said it is true. You can fix it quick, though. I'm like a hot dog or I'm like a burger. You're like, what the fuck?
It's the stepping in the puddle of a food.
Mm-hmm. It's gross.
Oh, it's astute.
Yeah, it's up there with the greats. It's bad. You know what's just as bad? When it hardens from the outside, it dries up. It sticks out of the nozzle.
That's called Krelm. K-R-E-L-M.
No, you're just making shit up.
Oh, come on.
That's true. Come on. Am I going to have to call my mom back? It's called Krelm.
Call your mother.
It's me. You just can. You would just sit around the dinner table being like, "What's this called?" And your parents are like, "Jesus Christ, we have to have a name for everything with this kid."
It's on Urban Dictionary as many different things, including many things that they can't say without getting censored.
Urban Dictionary: the Krelm is the dried product on the top of the squeeze bottle or any type of.
Look at the bottom one.
At least this one has an entry.
Realm.
Raggedy Andy does suck, but I can't. The disappointment of the watery pre-ketchup. Both are better than the devil, by the way.
Yeah. Well, his Sexypedia page is saying he was a feisty retro twink.
What?
Raggedy
In which
Andy?
iteration?
Yeah. He's clown adjacent. He is a sentient ragdoll that kind of looks human.
Raggedy Andy Rule 34. Let's take a look.
I like how you can find Raggedy Andy on the public domain superheroes Wikipedia page.
Oh.
What's his power?
Let's see. Nothing. He doesn't say
Hey,
anything.
he might rule.
Oh, you like Raggedy Andy now?
What the fuck?
Maybe.
He's just
That might be an all-time Halloween costume, a solo Raggedy Andy. Non-cup
Gotta go
Raggedy Andy.
Your girlfriend Anne? No, I don't have it now.
What?
What are you talking about? What do we think? Watery pre-ketchup, Raggedy Andy. Cheah, I'll let you start this time.
Watery pre-ketchup is the worst.
Okay. KB?
I think watery pre-ketchup, the pre-cum could go on a bracket of just the worst things.
Yeah. It's pretty horrible.
So I'm going that.
KenJac?
I'll go with Raggedy Andy just based off the first impression alone.
Yeah, he like you're gonna think about Raggedy Andy tomorrow at some point.
Think about him tonight.
After seeing these photos. I'll move watery pre-ketchup on. That's my vote. Nick, is that the same with you?
For sure.
Okay. So wins the vote, another 4-1 vote. The 5 versus 12, 2 human beings. 2 human beings. The 5 seed. Remember, it's not just like Raggedy Andy. It could be a redhead. We got an all-time redhead. Carrot Top. Carrot Top. Against, and I will tell you what, sometimes you just know when you see a bracket that you've seen the winner. The 12 seed is the reckoning is coming. Drunken Wet Papa John.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was
That's a good one.
He was the wettest human being of all time in that video when he said there will be a day of reckoning, which still hasn't happened, by the way.
As far
Something
as
happened to the Pizza Hut though, right? Something happened to them. Or sorry, Papa John, Pizza Hut. Something happened to Papa John's, right? Like not long after that happened. I forget exactly what it was. They had like a recall or some such.
Yeah, I do know he did dress up as a Domino's employee for Halloween though.
Oh, that's vicious.
Which is real edgy. Carrot Top. I actually don't hate Carrot Top like many people. Though his recent most relevant moment was with the passing of Norm Macdonald. They brought back up when he clowned the movie Chairman of the Board.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a movie. And then Drunken Wet Papa John. I mean, Papa John's Instagram is, I think, a must follow. He's fascinating. It's some of the least genuine, clearly like the levers are being pulled by a social team and PR people behind the scenes. It's incredible. However, the Drunken Wet version of Papa John was all. I remember when the video came out, it was like a chopped and screwed version where his voice was very deep.
Yeah,
it was incredibly deep.
It was what a bizarre time. Was that right before COVID?
Was it? I don't know. See, everything blends together time-wise. KenJac, where do you stand with this? Drunken Wet Papa, and then do you like Carrot Top?
I feel like Carrot Top has no bearing on my life whatsoever. He's almost like I think he's gotten the treatment, like the Nickelback treatment, so to speak, where it's like everyone thinks it's popular to just clown on him. And like he looks weird, yeah. His jokes were like not that funny, but like he's not someone where he's malicious or like I find any reason to hate or even acknowledge Carrot Top whatsoever. So I'm gonna have to go Drunken Wet Papa John because he's significantly more evil, bad vibes for sure.
KB.
Well, the Carrot Top is notoriously a douchebag, a raging douchebag. And Papa John, he's just really racist.
Wait.
He's just really racist.
Yeah.
Mutually exclusive with douchebaggery, I guess.
So I have a question that could sway some votes. So I'm a little bit naive to the Papa John thing. I just saw the video about him looking very drunk. I know that he got canceled for stuff. I didn't really dive deep into what it was. I do know it was like race related. What exactly did he, we don't go into the exact terminology, but what exactly did he insinuate?
N-word on a conference call.
Yeah, many times.
Are you talking about the canceling or when he was red?
So I'm seeing the photos and the video of when he was red and wet.
Oh, when he was red, it was just an interview after he left, and he said there would be a day of reckoning.
Okay,
which is insanely ominous when you're mostly known. 99.9% of the world knows you as being the face of a pizza chain that is, what's their best thing? Their garlic their sauce, right?
Yes,
that's
probably what they're known for. Well, their ingredients.
My favorite internet video is Papa John. When they got their online ordering, they were like the last pizza place to do it, and he's just like films it in his like solid gold mansion, and it's the strangest. It gives you the strangest feel watching it. It's him and his son Bo Papa.
Bo John?
It's Bo Papa.
Bo Papa. And they're ordering online. And I recommend everybody to watch it.
He was just so off. Is Carrot Top a raging douche though?
I am looking at, I forgot how he is almost impossibly ugly. He looks like he has
he's very
jacked.
Yeah, he would destroy you in a torso off.
He's got like melons in his shoulders, dude. He's like huge.
Mm-hmm. Does he have a girl? Is he like known for
many?
He probably fucks. I would imagine.
Amanda Hogan.
Who's that?
Carrot Top. Is that that's the Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan's daughter, but that's a different one.
Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
Well, his thing was like prop comedy, right?
Yeah, and prop comedy gets a horrible rap from comedians. But like, other than him and Jeff Dunham, if you want to count that as a prop comic, who else has gotten successful off of it?
Gallagher,
the watermelon.
Yeah.
I think Gallagher's it. I mean, that's the only one I can think of.
Carrot Top's net worth is $75 million.
75?
He was Vegas residency. That's what does it. He had Vegas residencies is all you need.
Carrot Top is doing Vegas residencies?
Oh yeah, he has been for a long time, I think.
That's a surprise to me.
Forever. I mean, people look, prop comedy plays. It's some people like the prop comedy.
But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
He's insanely jacked now. I mean,
he's always been jacked.
Yeah, he's been jacked for a long time.
No, he wasn't always.
For like 15 years.
Yeah, it wasn't always. Because when he did become jacked, people were like, what the fuck? It was stunning. And like veins all on every part of it, like just shredded. Nick, you can start the vote on this one.
I think I'm going to go Drunken Wet Papa John. There was evil behind his eyes. You can't proclaim a day of reckoning and not be evil.
That's why I agree. I have to go Drunk Papa as well. KenJac.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Drunken Wet Papa John. Just bad vibes, much worse vibes than Carrot Top.
KB.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought Carrot Top was a douchebag. I feel bad about everything I said about Carrot.
He just gets routinely clowned on for being ass.
Well, yeah, Papa John is the face of one of the most profitable chains in America, and he's still a disgrace, an embarrassment. Papa John.
And then Cheah.
Papa John did put Brandon Walker out of a job for CEO speech rating, but
what?
Oh yeah.
On this video I'm watching for Papa John with the drunken wet, it says that he had 40 plus pizzas in 30 days.
Yeah, and man, you missed that window with Papa. He was
a lot of Papa John content, Steve.
You have to catch up on. I'm telling you, Papa is. Look, you don't have to like the guy. He's a must follow. It's just it's a fascinating world. I don't even want to call it a spiral. Like him saying he was going to eat a pizza every day was like a whole pie.
At 40 least. Plus in 30 days. So yeah, he's having more than one a day on average. Mm-hmm. But like, at what point does that become the decision? Is it all right, I'm going to do it for a month? And he's like, let's just order a couple extra. Like, I feel like you get very sick at that point. No wonder he's super sweaty in this.
Didn't he go to N-word rehab?
Yeah, he did. He said he was going to get help.
Yeah, like I haven't said it in like so many. But what point was he trying to prove with the pizzas?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
It says I've had 40 plus pizzas in 30 days and it doesn't taste as good. So he was just doing market research, which I kind of respect.
He went on a string of ordering Papa John's pizzas too, and they all looked damaged, but to the point where you assumed every time he got them, he just smushed the top of the box down on top of the pizza. I was like, each one is all messed up. You're like, Papa. I mean, your rate of return here is unbelievable at this point. He was doing that quite frequently. But Drunken Web Papa John moves on, the 12 seed over the 5 seed. The 4 versus 13.
Wait, can I bring up a quick tangent really quickly?
Go for it.
Do you remember, speaking of pizza campaigns? So I live in the suburbs. There was a campaign maybe like a year or two ago with Domino's where if you ordered a pizza, they would like fix a pothole on your street.
Yeah.
Did anyone take advantage of that?
It's a good question.
No way.
I feel like they're not like, I don't think you need a master's degree to fix a pothole, but I feel like pizza drivers who are mainly teens are not the people that are doing this. So how did that all work? And how did that become a promotion?
That's absolutely a promotion where they expect 0 people to redeem it.
Yeah.
I think they got it right.
I also want to note, I think it's a little bit of a bait and switch that he's German, like John Shatner. Like, he's Italian facing, and honestly, it's very racist. That's it's actually the most racist thing he's done.
Yeah, it is.
Papa, Bo and his son, Bo Papa.
This episode of the Bracket of Lights Camera Barstool podcast is brought to you by Thursday Boots. That's right. Head on over to Thursday, like the day of the week, boots.com, and try a pair today with free shipping and free returns, and use their survey after checkout to let them know that the Bracket / Lights Camera Barstool sent you there. Look, you don't want any clunky work boots or anything like that. Cheap, fall apart boots. You maybe wear them once or twice. You're shelling out hundreds. You step in like a small bit of water, a puddle, and they're ruined. Guess what? Thursday Boot, much better alternative. It's a startup, been shaking up the industry, making really high quality boots, sell right to consumers, unbeatable prices. I just got some in the other day. They're awesome. They pair well with anything I have. Pants, clothing, whatever it is. They look good with all my outfits, and they're perfect if you want quality. But you don't want to pay the overpriced stuff. You're getting the high quality thing, but you don't want to pay for that high retail markup just to get something that looks good when you can get it for much cheaper and it's going to last longer and fit more comfortably. That's Thursday Boots right there. They say highest quality and honest prices. You want both of those things because they use some of the best materials in the game, full grain leather, supple glove. Anything supple is great. And gold standard Goodyear welt construction, just like the legacy brands that charge $400 plus ridiculous prices. But Thursday Boot Company, guess what? They're selling those starting price at $149 or free shipping and returns. Head on over to ThursdayBoots.com and try a pair today with free shipping and free returns. If for any reason you don't love them, maybe it doesn't fit. Thursday Boot, they got you covered. So go to ThursdayBoot.com. That's ThursdayBoot.com and get a pair of high quality boots you'll be wearing for years. And make sure to use the survey again. After checkout, let us know, or let them know we are the ones who sent you there. Read that backwards. I'm too focused on my comfortable boots.
The 4 versus 13. The 4 is a very large thing. Doesn't exist anymore. But when it did, We didn't like it. That's the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union. Yeah, that's the 4 seed. And the 13 seed is the villain from A Christmas Story, Scut Farkus. Nominated by KB. That's a good call, KB. He was gross.
Ugly boy.
Oh, he's so
great name. Great name.
Good villain. Scut perfectly. Is just, yellow teeth, but he was the reddest redhead that's ever existed on screen. Except for maybe Chucky Finster. Which Nick did nominate.
I get compared to.
Nick nominated Chucky Finster from the Rugrats, but I don't think Chucky deserved to be in here.
Oh, no. He kind of does.
He is the shittiest Rugrat, for whatever that's worth.
The Soviet Union against Scut Farkus. KB, you nominated Scut. Does Scut stand the chance against the
I always
Soviets?
thought his name was Scott. His name is Scott.
Nah, Scott as...
Scott. Scott Farkus.
I know a kid from Bel Air, Nick, named Scott Fakus. The more civilized version, but Scott Farkus. That was the first time I ever experienced. What's it called? Like, is it called like rage porn or fight porn?
What?
You get extreme satisfaction from watching someone get beat up.
So you liked when Ralphie beats his ass?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that what got you into wrestling?
Or vice versa, I think.
They stand a chance against fucking the Soviet Union, though. The Soviet Union is, it's the Soviet Union.
Innocent people, Jeff.
Yeah, but I think we're focusing solely here on the negative sides, not the people that lived in Soviet Russia. KenJac, you have USSR, so you can define the pick here.
I guess you can take it however you want. The USSR did a lot of bad things. We've done plenty of bad things too, but we're not red. We're red, white, and blue. So that's only 1/3 of the equation there. So I think you could define it as the shitty things that the USSR did. In that case, I think they far outweigh Scott Farkus taking Ralphie's lunch money or whatever he did to him. I don't even remember. He beat him up and chased him or something. But
you could argue that bullies are just part of the food chain. Like they have to exist for the school.
Scott Farkus probably got bullied by his drunken father. You never know. It's all vicious chain. No one was bullying the USSR but us.
The USSR was just sending dogs to space with no way of getting them back.
Oh, no. Was it like Layla or something? The one they just shot into space and they're like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just see what happens. We just want to find out.
The Sputniks?
Yeah. Yeah. They did the Sputnik satellites. Yeah.
Did they have dogs on those?
No, they did have dogs on, I think.
They were just cramming dogs into things. I think they just had too many.
Oh, yeah. And then we did chimps. We went up them for sure. I mean, chimps, you get way closer to humans. I think it just works. It's way cooler.
Jeff, didn't somebody guess the Soviet Union in a present day geography question?
Yes. Recently on trivia, somebody did say the Soviet Union. We were talking about countries, and someone said,
I should have nominated the fucking Polish flag.
Soviet Union was a collection of, you should have done the Polish and the Indian, half of the Polish and the Indonesian flag. Yeah.
Monaco, they're all the same.
Yeah.
And when the Soviet Union broke up, it left a lot of countries that are less than stellar.
Yeah. It's very true. It's a collection of countries. It's not its own, technically.
But are you about to defend the Soviet Russia, Cheah?
Yes. Because it gave us Miracle, Cheah. There we go.
It gave us a lot of entertainment. Rocky IV,
True.
Miracle, Queen's Gambit. Lots of good stuff that came out of that. And also, at that time, the U.S. needed a rival.
What did it give us?
A lot of two movies and one Netflix series.
Red Dawn
just came out.
Schindler's List.
Red Dawn, great movie.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List definitely
that
not.
Is very much Germany, Kyle.
That's World War II.
That's a concentration camp in Germany, my friend.
I said I gave that. I was comparing it to saying Adolf Hitler gave us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like if Soviet Russia resulted in, I don't know, like I'm thinking like Watchmen now, like Dr. Manhattan resulted in better technology. It's like Soviet Union, like you just named like 3 movies.
So
Rocky IV,
the Bad Red Dawn, KenJac, the reboot with
only
Josh.
The bad one doesn't involve the USSR. The bad one involves
that's a good
North
point.
Korea or something.
That's a good point.
But like as soon as the Soviet Union came up, Kyle brought up that there's a lot of innocent people there. I can't find one silver lining in Scott Farkus.
I looked up the actor. who played him and what he looks as good as he possibly could.
He's a good looking guy. He's a pretty good looking guy.
Zach Ward. Oh wow, yeah.
He's not ugly.
Okay, yeah.
Not ugly.
Compared to what he was in the movie, his teeth were as yellow as piss.
Disgusting. Is that like a coonskin cap?
Yeah, he wore the coon.
Yeah.
Which that's incredible that he was allowed to be the bully wearing the coonskin cap.
Mm-hmm. Man, he looks great actually. Fuck.
And his coonskin cap, I don't know how it kept him warm. Like it wasn't covering his ears.
Yeah, and those are not notoriously warm hats either.
Really?
Very thin and itchy.
It depends on if they're like real.
Are they not the fur on the inside?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe like the one I had was, I don't know, maybe crappy. You had a more like high tech.
Now, on the flip side, the Russians have those same sort of hats, but they have the ear flaps. You know which ones I'm talking about? They're
I think
cooler.
Those are
why
good
don't we make
hats.
this a hat battle? Who's got the worst hat?
I mean, the Russians got the better hat for sure.
Yeah, Scott Farkas sounds like. I mean, that hat stinks, and that's even if like a beanie is too short, you can really stretch it to get it over. You cannot that coonskin cap. That thing is not. There's a limit. Like it is not going to stretch at all. You're just going to rip it. It sounds like Scott all day.
Scott had no redeeming qualities. I remember being like 4 years old watching the movie and like wishing like sexual embarrassment on it.
It's like who was the South Park character that he made eat his own parents? Cartman made eat his own parents. Was it Scott something? Scott Tenorman? And he looked very similar.
I think, ate the parents. Scott, ate his parents
in like Chili or something. And that Scott looked a lot like Scott Farkas, if I remember correctly. I mean, very hateable characters.
Phonetically alone, looking at that combination of letters, it sends a visceral reaction like down my spine.
What a good
Farkas.
A perfect name.
What is the Deuter of names?
It sounds like the 13 seed goes on in a sweep. Scott Farkas. The 3 seed. It's a bad one. This could easily be a 1 or a 2 seed. Rashes. Rashes. Against the 14 seed, submitted by KB, and solely in this bracket because I want to use it for the bracket graphic that we post on Instagram and Twitter. Parody Supreme t-shirts. So,
oh no!
Which the example? Kyle, say the example you gave.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah. The suck me.
That actually rocks. You just swayed me against you.
Dude, you are so lame if you wear like you think like that's like a funny like.
We sold them. Elsie,
every one of us just laughed at that.
KenJac and I sold. Before Barstool. We sold a ton of Supreme parody that said "smocking" on
yeah.
Oh, those are awesome.
Suck me. It's so funny.
Suck me is so funny.
We may have to.
Fucking good.
I will say we may have to sell
a suck
me Supreme parody shirts now.
I mean, that's amazing. How do you think that's not funny, Kyle?
No, it's horrible. It's funny
the
because
people who wear them. Yeah, it's like I was gonna submit like the Supreme brick that was like $1,000, but no, I think the people who mock it.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about the other day, which I think Cheah, you'll probably know it. KenJac, you will. Nick and KB, I don't know if you were here yet. You probably were. I don't know. Do you remember when Supreme did the Metro cards in New York? Which, if you're not from New York, those are just the subway cards.
Yeah.
And you like couldn't get into certain subway stations because that is who gives a fuck now? Like that is what an insane waste of time that was. So yeah, the 3 seed Rashes, which there's few things like that you can see on someone's body that you talk about that will revolt people around you quite like a rash. Like if you're like, oh, I got a rash here, everyone's immediate reaction is, oh.
Mm-hmm. And they're annoying. They're
when you have one, they suck.
But more often than not, they can easily be hidden.
To me,
hidden, yes, but ignored, no.
Yeah.
They're tame. They're mild. Because I've had such tiers of worse skin diseases, from impetigo to scabies to herpes gladiatorium, that I would gladly welcome a rash in my college wrestling. would brush it off like the common cold.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, rashes do suck, and
they are bad.
They're significantly worse than Supreme parody shirts, but I almost want Supreme parody shirts to make it just because they're funnier.
You have to think of the market for them. Anybody can get a rash. Not anybody can get a Supreme parody shirt. Mm-hmm. It takes a special person that's walking down the Myrtle Beach boardwalk to get.
I will vote for Supreme parody shirts under the condition that KB comes up with another idea for the next round. I need another parody shirt by the time the second round rolls.
In the same vein as Suck Me?
That is its own tier of funny.
Gotta be funnier.
If you Google Supreme parody shirt, first result is just a red block with white letters that says hentai.
There's so many of them.
I see one that says sufficient. Poggers. Yes, sir.
It just says like coffee or something like that.
Oh, coffee is probably pretty common.
There's hashtag gay dads.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Sheep.
There's a Sopranos one. It's just it says Sopranos with the Supreme logo over a picture of Tony
this one's
Soprano.
fucking
It makes
incredible.
no sense.
Oh my god. We also saw something like that too, though.
Yes, sir. Flat
Earth. Shout out to anyone who has a Smockin Supreme shirt. All right, we have to vote. Rashes. Nick just sent one where it says the Supreme is replaced by the word cannabis, but it's on the back bottom of a t-shirt.
And it's like italicized. It's just
all lowercase.
They did everything wrong. That might not even be parody anymore.
This one says Kenosha. That's fucked.
Well, that's a place, KenJac.
Yeah, but I mean, the first thing that comes to mind now, like if you had one that just said Flint, like what would you think of?
This one just says sperm.
There's one over Kim Jong-un that says Supreme Leader.
Oh my god!
I love any Supreme parody shirt that doesn't get the correct font is amazing to me.
Yeah, because it's what is it? Helvetica.
This one says sewage. This one says
savage.
All right. So how are we voting? Rashes are terrible. Though Kyle seems to like rashes. Cheah, where do you stand? Rashes or Supreme parody shirts?
I'm so desensitized to skin afflictions that I don't think a rash is that bad.
I think I'd be more embarrassed. I'd be more embarrassed seeing somebody out with me in a Supreme parody shirt than with a rash.
That's my rationale as well.
That's a fair point. I was pretty sold on actually starting to like Supreme parody shirts, but that is a good point, Nick. If you see someone out in it, it's a joke for a second and then it's not.
Then you're wearing it.
And then you're wearing it. Yeah, it's like the guy who showed up in the cow outfit several months ago, and they just immediate regret. So, yeah, I think we have to go Supreme parody shirts here.
I think that for me, when I see someone in one of those shirts, like, yeah, that person usually sucks, but that doesn't bother me for more than like 5 minutes. And like, meanwhile, rash, it's going to bother you for a very long time. And that redness on your skin just looks visually disgusting.
Yeah, I would vote rashes too, but I think, Nick, you're going to advance Supreme parody shirts.
I am.
Okay, so that's the 12, 13, and 14 seeds have all won. Now the 6-11 matchup. This is a juggernaut. This is a Final Four matchup.
Did I persuade you guys to trivialize rashes as if they were?
Yeah, you did.
But like rashes are, in the grand scheme of things, nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but think about how revolted someone is when you say you have a rash. They typically back away.
Yeah, you should think it's contagious.
Also, imagine it is on your genitals or in that area.
That was my first thought.
We have another thing on a body here, but the 6th seed. The 11 seed is cold sores.
There we go.
Yeah. I did not put herpes in here because that felt like an easy victory for herpes. Like that's almost in Jared Fogle territory of like you're gonna have like herpes is objectively worse than anything we've talked about so far.
Yeah. But I mean, you could make the argument that like a ton of people have it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you can make an argument that a Suck Me Supreme shirt is worse than herpes. It's going up against the 6th seed, which is very, very bad. Maybe not anymore, but back in the day when you got the Xbox 360 red ring of death.
Oh, God.
Your heart. So, I mean, there were many tricks. There was I did the towel trick where you wrapped it up in towels and you overheated it and it basically melted everything back together. And then one day it never broke again. It just kept working. But the Red Ring of Death, man, devastating.
What a failure. That cost Microsoft so much money.
It did.
I never had it, but I may as well have because I lived in constant fear of getting it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't even play because you're like, no, I don't want to turn it on and see. Don't want to run into it. I mean, and there's something about just the 3 lights too. That's like, imagine, I think if it was just the whole circle, which I think the whole circle happened if your HDMI was unplugged.
Yeah. Which whatever it'll send a scare down your spine.
But what pathologically, what even is it?
The Red Ring of Death?
Yeah.
It's a critical systems failure, I believe.
There's several, if I recall, it's the ring and then there's several different options. So like if it goes around and blinks several times, it's this. If it's like in a quadrant, it's this. I mean, they only had so many ways of communicating it. But once you had it, you had to look up what your error was and then troubleshoot it from there.
And then you had to send your Xbox away. They were like, yeah, we'll fix it for free. But it took like 4 months.
Yeah.
That was the thing too. Like at that point, because in that day and age, nothing was fast with shipping. And it took so long. So really that was the early days of YouTube. You had to go look it up and be like, how the fuck do I fix this? The towel trick was the one I know. I don't know if you guys had any other tricks to fix the Red Ring.
I knew, but
that was the one I knew as well.
Worked.
I just overheated it, and then I think that I didn't do it to melt shit together. I believe the cause was like you do that, and then you are positive that you're not going to get it sent back, and they're going to tell you, oh, actually, your error isn't covered under warranty. Like, because then if the melting that happens melts it where it's like, oh, this is our fuck up, essentially.
That's why Bill Gates is as rich as he is, right there.
It cost the company $1 billion.
Holy shit. Well, because they had like that, like you sent it back. I mean, I remember getting the box and then I learned about the fix. And I remember my dad, like, why are you doing this? Just send it. He's like, I don't get why. I was like, no, I can't. I can't not play Halo 3 for the next two weeks.
Coincidentally, I think the kid from school who would always have like the cold sore on his mouth, he was the guy who would get the Red Ring as soon as he bought a new Xbox. While he was playing like Ratchet and Clank or MLB Slugfest.
Yeah.
Break it. And not the GameCube.
Cold sores suck, but the worst thing about cold sores is that people just think they'll be like, you got herpes? Like they'll hit you with that. You get hit with that joke no matter what.
I've never gotten one. And it's like the Red Ring of Death for me. I'm in constant fear of because I just don't want it.
They suck. You shouldn't want them. You ever have like a pimple around the lip area? I feel like it achieves the same effect, even though it doesn't last as long.
I'm going to beat around the bush here to not get us in any legal trouble, but everyone knows what the worst herpes or cold sore related photo is. There's a certain celebrity.
I have a worse one.
No, there's no way. This celebrity I'm talking about, he was in a movie. I won't say the title of the movie, but the movie had to do with the landing of the plane in the Hudson River. He played the bar. Hey, Sully, you fucking four-eyed fuck. That what he said? He has the worst photo of somebody with a cold sore thing ever.
Yeah, it was something else.
Never goes away.
Kyle, you say it's always there.
Mine is a million times worse because I was prescribed Valtrex for herpes, but it was actually impetigo, and I had an allergic reaction, and then my whole mouth was like swollen shut and scabbed over.
Oh my God!
And this is wrestling mat herpes, what they call it, not the.
Oh my God! Every time.
Wait, you were wrestling a guy named Matt Herpes.
Yeah, Matt Herpes. I was gonna say. Yeah.
Of course.
No, that was my like forum name for Matt wrestling.
Matthew Herpes at your service.
So what do we vote for, Nick? Your vote.
Geez, like if I voted supreme over rashes, if you have a cold sore like nowadays, I think it's almost more accepted. You might get clowned a little bit, but I don't think there's actual like malice behind the clowning. If my Xbox 360 died and I couldn't play Griff Ball with my boys in Halo, I might as well have cold sores. So I'm going to go Xbox Red Ring of Death.
I am too. KenJac.
I think that cold sores suck and are way more a constant. I think, even though I feel like I haven't had one in a long time, but I feel like they're more a present threat than 360 Red Ring is, especially over the last 10 years. So while that one experience sucked really bad, cold sores are still a present threat. I got to go with them.
KB.
Yeah, I think the Red Ring of Death at its peak was a grave, even maybe traumatic fear. So I'll go with that.
All right, that advances. Cheah, what would you have thrown your vote against?
Yeah, I mean, cold sores are tough. Like, you ever get them in your mouth? Those are terrible. But Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death, like, you always remember that sinking feeling when it happens, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Yes, it happened such a long time ago, but everyone remembers that feeling. So Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death for sure.
This episode of Lights Camera Barstool is brought to you by, well, this episode of The Bracket, a Lights Camera Barstool podcast, is brought to you by Manscaped. Right now, Manscaped is offering 20% off and free shipping with the code LIGHTS, LIGHTS at Manscaped, MANSCAPED.com. Gear up. Get yourself the gift of shaving this holiday season. Perfect Package 4.0. It's got the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker trimmer, boxers, a travel kit, liquid formulation. It's fantastic. Ear trimmer, nose hair trimmer. Never pluck your nose hairs, people. You could die. I'm serious. Use the Weed Whacker from Manscaped. The performance package also includes the Crop Preserver. It's a deodorant for your balls to protect against chafing. Also, their Crop Reviver ball toner will keep your balls fresh. It's fantastic. Make sure to get 20% off and free shipping with the code LIGHTS at manscaped.com. It's 20% off for free shipping at manscaped.com, code LIGHTS.
The 7 versus 10. What a match. This matchup just makes sense. There's a comedian, I think, Joe DeRosa, who talks about this person in a very similar way that I am. And every time I say her name, I think of his bit, or he's like, yuck, 7 seed, Kathy Griffin.
Yep.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal. Kathy Griffin. 10 seed, Kmart.
Oh.
Not really around anymore. Can't find too many Kmarts.
The last time I was in a Kmart was one of the more depressing experiences of my life. There was no rhyme or reason to the shelving.
Bad.
Yeah. Our
back
Kmart
in the day,
had
Kmart was fucking incredible back in the day. They had massive celebrity spokespeople. Penny Marshall.
They had ours had Little Caesars. Was that a common thing? Like having Little Caesars in them?
Yes. Yeah. That's actually the place I remember ever getting Little Caesars was a Kmart in Plainville, Connecticut. Shout out to them, which definitely isn't there anymore.
So I think I have some good memories around Kmart and no good memories around Kathy Griffin.
No.
Kathy Griffin.
Absolutely none. And you know what sucks too is that Kathy Griffin was like never funny, I think, to any of us, but I think for some of our moms or other relatives, like was like the peak of comedy. And she just sucked. She was never funny. She was never good, but she was always present, which I think is to me, she should have been like a top seed. But she's that bad. She's horrid. And Kmart, I never had a gripe with Kmart. They would never like bother me too much. You know what I mean? They were just there. Wouldn't go there, but
back when you had to get like lucky to catch something on TV, like my parents never followed like the scheduling. You just had to like, hopefully it was on when we all sat down to watch TV. We all loved Whose Line Is It Anyway? And if it was a Kathy Griffin episode, it just made it ruined my night.
Mm-hmm.
She
great show.
She famously got just destroyed at the roast of Joan Rivers, which is a good roast if you ever want to. It's an underrated roast because Greg Giraldo was still alive for that. He said
she made Barron Trump cry.
He said that. That's right. With the decapitated photo, Greg Giraldo said she looks like.
Oh my God! Yeah,
she looks like Ronald McDonald fucked Lucille Ball's corpse and pushed it down a flight of stairs. It's about as brutal of a description as you can possibly be told you look like. Kmart does stink. There was one Kmart in New York, or there was two. There was one, I think, like not by Union. I thought it was by Union Square, but there was another one by.
It wasn't Union Square recently.
Yeah, but then there was another one by our office. There was one across from Madison Square Garden. There was a Kmart.
Yes, right where the Lenwich is now. That's a notorious.
Before the Knicks games, Cheah and his homies would go to Kmart and look for all the deals. Yeah,
there's still a Kmart in Brooklyn, and I bet you they flock to it. I bet you it's very popular.
Ironically, fun for them.
Yeah.
I forget what the nickname of it. If it
Kmart does feel like that thing that is in like a hipster part of Brooklyn that like was hipster, is now mainstream and isn't considered hipster, but one day will be hipster again, and Kmart will be like considered a boutique. Like it'll be like really cool and trendy. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I see Kmart surviving. But Kathy Griffin stinks.
Kmart was closer to a Dollar General than a Walmart, right? Or not?
That was towards the end of its life.
End of its life, maybe. No, originally not.
Kmart's like in my brain, like kind of a mix between TJ Maxx and Burlington Coat Factory. It's not necessarily either, but it's what I'm
was it more clothes centric or
Kmart and Walmart are basically the same thing. Kmart is a slightly broker version than Walmart. It's not as well organized, but they are the same thing. Walmart is way more.
They crossed paths on a line graph of when like their times when Walmart was becoming massive. Before Walmart became like big box supreme, it was on the same line. Like Kmart had the blue light special. It was Rosie O'Donnell and Penny Marshall. Like they were all the commercials. Like that's where you went Christmas shopping for toys. Like that was like Toys Central outside of Toys R Us. But then it just nosedived.
They had like a Burlington Coat Factory level of disorganization. I think is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, just always messy as shit, really, really nasty. And that's the biggest thing I always took away from Kmart more than anything else. But it didn't bother me.
Were they the first people to do layaway? I remember doing layaway there, but nowhere else.
That would make sense. That would make sense. I also am reading. They also remember. Don't forget the big Kmarts.
Oh yeah,
Big K.
Yeah, Big K. There's an article.
Is Kmart responsible for like the Big K pops? Like the drinks, the sodas? Big K? Like the brand of
Big K soda?
Does it have?
No, that's Kroger. That's Kroger.
Yeah. The
physicist is Big K.
Kmart has kept the lights on in a Manhattan landmark for 25 years. Landmark? I feel like in New York to be considered a landmark, 25 years is a real short time frame.
They're next to a landmark. Madison Square Garden, Penn Station. Yeah,
but they're talking about the Astor Place one. The one by Penn Station was.
There's a lot of local ones still up. South Bronx has one connected to a Burlington.
That makes so much sense.
I can't even imagine what that's like.
That sounds like heaven for KenJac. KenJac loves nothing.
I'm on the Kmart subreddit.
So fucking messy.
Kmart subreddit.
Oh god.
Their moderator is Dan419 with like the flared Kmart aficionado.
I don't care what people say. Kmart is awesome. It is poorly organized. It's not as good as Walmart, but Kmart crawled so Target can walk very fast.
I got my first M-rated game at a Kmart. State of Emergency. We went through a mall and just killed people with like their own heads.
Oh, it sounds
Jesus. Maybe they were right about video games.
Yeah, they were.
Some of my favorite memories as a youth. There was actually where my grandma lived down the shore. There's like a mini mall or strip mall, and one of them there's a Walmart and one you go next door like to the next strip mall, and Kmart is there, so I'd go to one and then the other. Got everything there: electronics, toys, magazines, anything you want.
I remember vividly from my childhood the Penny Marshall, Rosie O'Donnell Kmart commercials. Those were like the Christmas commercials. Those were the Christmas retail commercials. But now it's sad. Vote Kathy Griffin though, right? Fuck
yes.
Yeah.
Kathy Griffin made Barron Trump cry by holding like a paper mache
dead head.
President Trump's head. Yes.
He was like an 8th grader and like
maybe 9th.
Okay. I'm going Kathy Griffin.
You probably cried that.
And lastly, this seems unfair, but I don't know. It just got nominated. By the way, it was the Kmart Cafe with the Little Caesars Pizza Express. Yeah, I Googled that.
Alternate Kmart, Kenyon Martin's lip tattoos on his neck.
Ooh.
That actually could have won this matchup.
There.
I was gonna say the kid in school who always had the really red lips.
Oh, that kid always had boogers too.
Yeah,
definitely a big Tom Booger guy.
Maybe Red Lips. Should we sub Red Lips Booger guy in for the 15 seed here? I'd be willing to do it.
I hate them. Yeah,
the 2 seed. KenJac actually implied this one already. Acne.
Oh yeah.
I mean, acne stinks. Pimples stink. It's the worst.
I never had it, but I hated looking at people with it.
Damn, you really went through it, dude.
I remember the first time I woke up and had like pimples on my nose, and I was like, I guess I'll be funny.
No choice now.
The number 15 seed is Red Foo from LMFAO.
Let's swap them out with Red Lip Kool-Aid.
Well, no, I think it has to be Red Lips Booger Kids.
Yeah, Red Lips Booger Kid.
Red Lips and Boogers Kids. We're gonna post on the Barstool Instagram page, and 15th is just gonna be Red Lips and Boogers Kid.
People will know.
Everybody had one.
Yeah. I mean, acne is objectively. Acne is a 1 seed quality pick. Bad. I mean, it's inopportune times, inopportune locations. It's just there's some people like seeing acne popped. I think that's gross.
That's disgusting. That's not only disgusting, it's offensive.
Dr. Pimple Popper made a career out of it.
Yeah, which is a shame because I actually like stuff on TLC. Yeah. I don't.
There was no escape. Like even if you tried to like cover it up, then like they would notice. I didn't know how to apply makeup as a high schooler.
I just imagine you coming into school looking like, I guess, like E.T. when they dressed E.T. up as a small girl. You just had like really big, like just makeup blotches all over you. But I don't think acne holds a candle to Red Lips and Boogers Kid.
So that kid was always interesting. He
usually
always
not necessarily mutually exclusive from Acne Kid as well. Usually two go together.
Usually not, but that kid always had really bad calyx. He always buckled his backpack right there.
Yep.
And then that kid evolved usually into the milk chugging kid.
I was gonna say evolved into the kid that ran down the halls because that's usually he sprinted.
Let me the Red Lips, and I want to note because KB, you nominated this one. The Red Lips always extended past the lips too, right?
So it looked as if it was a Kool-Aid stain, but then you'd come to find out he doesn't even drink Kool-Aid. He's always drinking milk.
Yeah, I think he's wearing like waxed lips almost.
I think it's from the day before, and he's always licking his lips. That kid always he always got plucked from class to go to speech therapy too.
Yes. Oh my! He was always peeling glue, like dried up glue off his skin,
off his hands.
No, he didn't even use glue in the last 24 hours. He just naturally had that on
it. I mean, we've had
everybody had one.
Goochman says he put his mouth in the water fountain.
Yes, 100%. Kyle, do you remember who yours was in your class?
Carter Huffman.
It was Carter Huffman.
Carter Huffman. That's a great name for a red lip booger kid.
So he had the natural red lips, but he would also get like chronic cold sores, especially in the winter. So when it was like a double, it was insane.
There was the kid. I won't say the name of my kid because I don't know. I'm just not going to say it. But he always had red lip boogers. He always had like one crazy rumor about them, right? And mine was that during gym class in middle school, he ran around the track and there was like a used condom and he picked it up and licked it. Like that was that was always the rumor. I don't know if it was true or not, but
more often than not, the red lip booger kid would dig at recess with like a stick.
Like the bottom, like the pleats or the bottom of his pants were like shredded and wet all the time.
He was the first kid to get in trouble for forging his parents' name on the field trip permission slip.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh my
He's
God.
had the same dirty shoes for 4 years.
Oh yeah, he was
very big and packed out backpack.
He always overstuffed.
Red lips and boogers kid moves on to the next round.
We'd be like indoor like church function, and he would still have grass stains all over.
All right, second round. The devil is the 1 seed. The devil's the worst. First of all, we moved on. The highest seed we have is Xbox 360 Ring of Death, the 6th seed, and then the 1 seed, the devil. The devil against watery pre-ketchup. I don't think the devil stands a chance here.
He doesn't.
No. Although the devil might cause watery ketchup pre-cum, so no chicken for
even he has limits
and boundaries. Yeah.
In hell, all the ketchup is just 50% water.
You spray you shake it after you get the pre-cum, you just get more pre-cum. So I guess that's what it's like a Sisyphant effort. I love that.
It's just a bottle of water.
There's no silver linings. I'm gonna Twitter search the watery pre-ketchup isn't that bad and see if that's ever been said.
You'll probably find it faster if you just type in Deuter.
That's what I'm searching right now to see if it's
now that we know what a Krelm is.
Yeah.
Krelm is actually a very apt name for that, though.
It's one of the most accurate names ever.
Made up. It sounds like it's like an app that Silicon Valley is going to release in like 2 years.
What's the verdict though? Anybody?
I have to go with the ketchup.
Ketchup, Kyle. You searched ketchup. Was it?
No, I didn't search, but I don't. People call it different things. But that's just pure and instant disappointment and nothing else.
It's caused me more pain and suffering than the devil has thus far in my life.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with the ketchup, KenJac.
Yeah, going ketchup.
All right, Kyle.
Definitely ketchup. Yep.
Yeah, everyone's ketchup. Watery ketchup moves on to the final 4. Next up, Scott Farkas, the 13 seed against the 12 seed of the drunken wet Papa John, who was promising the reckoning.
Scott gives me this just reaction of like, I'm not like an aggressive guy whatsoever, but even me, he gets that reaction of just like, I grind my teeth when I look at him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're cool with Papa John.
I like his product.
I actually wanted to order Papa John's recently, but there's none in the city.
I got it Saturday.
Where?
I ordered it on Grubhub.
There's a Papa John's in Manhattan?
I got it Saturday, man.
You got it from Bo Papa.
Papa John's Pizza. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Scott here. KenJac?
Really?
Yeah, I'll take Scott as well. I do think that Papa John is objectively an evil human, but Scott is a more evil human, even though he's a fictional character. I just got to pick him.
Right.
I think I just accidentally I just did a express reorder of for tomorrow at noon. Fuck.
So maybe you're going to have 40 plus pizzas in 30 days.
True.
Maybe so. I could. I think their breadsticks, their garlic parmesan breadsticks are great. I'm going Scott.
You got to tweet like, I actually ate 41 pizzas, but that's cool too, John.
Yeah, you did good, man.
Yeah, you did pretty
good.
It
says 40 plus.
Scott Farkas moves on. That's going to be a big one in the next round. This next one, I think we have our champion out of this lower half of the bracket. Supreme parody shirts against the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death.
Ooh.
This is tough.
This is very hard. Though I do think the Red Ring of Death is worse because I think there's an irony level to the Supreme shirts that makes that gives them there's nothing redeemable about the Red Ring of Death. Nothing.
Right. And the Supreme shirts you can avoid. You don't have to get one. It's not like something your grandma would get you for Christmas. But the Xbox Red Ring of Death was enough to it would give me a tantrum.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah. I mean, you had something that either you paid for or your parents or someone, and it just didn't work. And it brought you much joy. And it was like, it was a video games are an escape. And now you're just mad. It ruined your day.
Not only that, but you also have a chore on top of it. You've never troubleshot anything in your whole life. And now you have to actually do something that involves like, you can't just like mail it from your mailbox. Like you have to go to a UPS store, like a FedEx, or do something like that.
Yeah,
for
get a box.
15, 16
I wasn't driving at the time.
Out. Yeah.
And you would have to wait for that fucking box to get there.
Yeah. And you're not getting like updates and like confirmations like you ordered like takeout. Like you're just kind of at the mercy of the postal system.
And how much was the 360 at launch?
Had to be, I would say 300.
That was a lot, man.
Much?
I would guess maybe a little bit less.
I want to say
$299.
Yeah. $299 or $3 depending on what you got. Yeah.
Wait, no, $399.
Damn. So for Chris, I didn't get it until late, and my mom got me the what do you call it? Modern Warfare 2 Elite Edition, and never read
black
it
one
once. Oh, dude, it was gorgeous. Oh, beautiful 360.
I had the original one, and I got the first run of the Xbox 360, and it was great. I'm glad I got it, but in the end, it just caused me more chaos and pain because of the fucking, first of all, the Madden game was one of the biggest letdowns in sports video game history. The one where everyone was like a big boxy fat person. Yeah. The worst game. The 360 launch Madden was so bad.
Nope.
What?
I don't think so, Cheah.
The 360 launch Madden didn't even have all the features.
Wait, what are you talking about? The 360 launch Madden? What year Madden was it?
The game that launched
Donovan McNabb on the cover.
Okay, so
it didn't even have a franchise mode. You can only play like I think season mode. It was awful.
Or was it 05?
It was a completely stripped down version of the game.
No, 06.
And they had it was awful. But the Red Ring of Death one. Point being, getting the original one, all it did was just guarantee me to have the Red Ring of Death at one point. So yeah, I got to go Red Ring of Death here. Though I do want a Supreme Parody Suck Me shirt. So
I just bought one that says sperm.
was the McNabb one? Was that the one with the passing vision cone?
Oh yeah, I love the vision cone though. So I'm a
so what are you doing?
Guy. No, I'm telling you. This is for another conversation, Jay. The 360 launch Madden was not the real version. It was shit. I'll send you a video after. Red Ring of Death moves on. Kathy Griffin, the 7 seed against the 15 seed Red Lips and Boogers kid.
Oh,
sweep.
It's a sweep.
It's the Red Lips and Boogers kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that kid always chewed on the neck of his shirt.
Always just so messy.
Oh, dude, his the strings on his sweatshirts shredded. Like he chewed right through on his pen caps. Oh, don't even want to look at him.
Oh, he did chew on pens. Yeah.
Like I'm doing right now. I was Red Lips Booger Kid.
It was me.
Once you're a booger kid, you're forever a booger kid. Even if like, I remember there was a booger girl in my class, and Kyle, I think you know who it is. You have to censor that. God damn it! Don't say it.
Oh, that name is so funny too. Holy shit!
But yes.
Final four. Watery pre-ketchup against Scott Farkas. That's a great matchup.
It really, really is.
Watery pre-ketchup because again, there's nothing good about. Like I know, so KenJac and I defended saying that we could build like the wall around it, right, and fix it. But I will also say this: just in the vacuum of the watery part itself, that does suck. There's a little redeeming quality with Scott Farkas because it's still in a movie that I enjoy personally.
And is the satisfaction of him getting walloped? Is it worth it? Yeah, I think so.
Kyle called it borderline porn.
Okay, I would say that ketchup is it's a constant threat. In Scott Farkas, you only think about once a year, one time period a year. So
you think of once a year,
on the
once
TNT
a year on one channel
marathon. Yeah.
Yeah. One year, I remember ABC Family tried to compete with a Daddy Daycare marathon. The notorious Christmas movie Daddy Daycare.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How is that still a problem? The watery pre-cut. How has that not been fixed?
It's separation. That's just what happens.
It's the vinegar, man. I'm telling you, something they can do.
But it doesn't taste like vinegar though, which is kind of throwing me off.
I think it's the acid of the tomato cuts.
I mean, I don't. Are you drinking the watery ketchup, Cheah? Are you eating?
No, but you've taste like you can taste. Like it's obviously a different consistency. It like if you taste vinegar, if you're even within a room of vinegar, you can smell it. The watery pre-ketchup doesn't smell like that to me.
It just separates, like when you put oil and vinegar together, right? Just separates from the wheat from the chaff.
That's just another vinegar example.
As bun replacement when I've freed on the bun.
Mm-hmm.
I've thrown out a whole order of fries.
Just the entire thing. All right, so it sounds like watery pre-ketchup moves on. Scott Farkas gets by. 8th seed to the championship. The Red Ring of Death against Red Lips and Boogers kid.
I hate that kid. I don't hate him. I pity him. So my least favorite thing about Red Lip Booger Kid is when he had a loose front tooth, he would always go up to you and wiggle it.
Yeah.
With his tongue.
Usually had like a film of grease on him at any given time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were just like grimy.
Yeah, if you put like a lighter to them, they'd light up. It's covered in it.
This is really, really tough. But I think if you look deep enough, there's some charm in the Red Lip Booger Kid. He brought us a lot of laughs tonight.
He served a purpose, entertainment. I remember you would play him in paper football, and he would just stick it in his mouth, and then it was all operating. He was like, "What? You don't want to play anymore? Then I win by 4."
I don't think the 360.
We're just telling Carter Huffman stories.
That's all I'm doing.
I don't think the Red Ring of Death has a chance.
No, I'm going Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I liked Carter. I would go to his house all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck his mom. Yeah.
I guess I actually. Yeah. I said there was a redemption point at one point. All right. Red Ring of Death moves on to take on watery pre-ketchup.
Damn. Ow. Because both have 0 redeeming qualities. There's no silver lining to any of them. They don't even.
Here's the thing with the pre-ketchup. It's never happened to like the last burger for me. If I have destroyed a sandwich, there's usually another bun left. I never had a backup Xbox. I had to just miss out on playing games with my guys, and that's all I had.
Because also the chances are, I didn't do the red ring thing right away. If you had it, like most people who had it early on, where like there wasn't an immediate fix. Yeah, and it was off. And you were right, Cheah. You said like it took months to return. This wasn't a quick fucking turnaround. That thing, you had to wait for the box, then you put it in the box, then you set it out. It took forever. It was awful.
So oftentimes they would fix it and send it back, and it would red ring immediately again.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying, Cheah?
Well, here's the thing about the Red Ring of Death is like typically, I totally acknowledge Nick's point there. Typically, it's a one-shot deal, and you'll get a new one basically, or a fixed version. The ketchup, the watery pre-ketchup, is a threat for the rest of your life. Every time you open ketchup, put it on burgers, fries, hot dog, whatever, there is the looming threat that you're always going to forget about for a second until it's too late.
I think I just have a personal issue with the Red Ring. I remember I went up and I bought Borderlands the day it came out. And I came home, and the first time I had Red Ring of Death, Borderlands was still in the fucking cellophane. So I spent all of my money on the game, and I couldn't play it for like 4 months.
Red Ring of Death turned me into a PlayStation guy. I was out. Once I got it, I'm out.
That's how
Red
bad.
Ring of Death was second. Was the only thing second to Red Ring of Death was. We've talked about this, I think, was when you had your Xbox 360 up vertical and it got knocked over and it just scratched an unfixed fucking disc. My buddy, and I mentioned on here, he fucking listens. My buddy John still owes me Red Dead Redemption. And I don't even want the new one. I want the 360 version. I can't even play it. I just want the game. Mm-hmm. I just want it. Just that $50. Red Ring. Yeah, I got to vote. My final vote here is Red Ring of Death. Nick?
I'm going to go Red Ring of Death as well, because Back then, I had no responsibilities. I could come home from high school, and just play like Call of Duty with my friends. And it took that away from me. And I won't ever be able to get that back. I don't really like video games anymore. And my friends, like, we never play video games together anymore. So it just took that away from me.
Yeah. KenJac, which, by the way, we haven't properly congratulated KenJac, the biggest Halo fan in the world, on the first trailer for the Halo series. That's a monumental moment.
Yeah. Pablo Schreiber about to fuck it up.
I didn't know you were a huge Halo guy.
Oh, dude, I love Halo. I've read, I think, 14 Halo novels.
My God.
And they're all amazing. And I would highly recommend them to anyone interested in the Halo lore. I think I gotta go catch a pre-cum. I mean, it sucked getting Red Ring. I had me and my brother shared one Xbox, which is one of the earlier ones in Red Ring, to me, that whole technique thing, whatever. It was annoying, got over it. I've never thought about it again until this moment, basically. I worry about catch a pre-cum all the time, and I would constantly forget about it and instantly do that first squeeze, which, by the way, the guy who invented the ketchup bottle that is upside down by default deserves a Nobel Peace Prize or whatever, an Einstein Prize, because it's just pure brilliance. That's one of the most important inventions of our lifetime.
The default upside down really is. It changed the game.
Yeah.
I want to throw this on KB because I am also going to vote for red pre-cum ketchup. Just because it is a looming threat, and I'll always forget about it until it's too late. Red Ring of Death was a one-time thing. I dealt with it. It's gone. It's over. Red ketchup is going to haunt me for the next couple decades, hopefully.
And I want to know, too, before KB decides the champion here, part of it is, as well, the fact that sometimes it happens even when you shake the fucking bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is so infuriating. You nominated Red Lips and Booker's Kid, but that's my pitch about ketchup, because I'll be fair, because I know I voted Red Ring of Death. Oh, Red Lips, Booker didn't move on. Red Ring of Death, watery pre-ketchup. I voted Red Ring of Death, but that's my pitch. Just a devil's advocate on watery pre-ketchup. Well, you decide who's the champion.
I think the ketchup is infuriating, but it's brief. And that's that. With the Red Ring of Death, it was a sinking feeling of doom and dread that lingered for a while until you got your new Xbox. I'm trying to think of a modern adult equivalent, and I think it would be like a kidney stone or gout.
Yeah,
which is bad.
So I'm going the Red Ring of Death.
So that's our seventh champion, the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death. It sucks. There's just nothing. Even the devil went down to Georgia. There's just, the Red Ring had nothing good about it.
You're never going to get that lost time back. I'll have more ketchup.
And we didn't even mention that, with the towel trick or those tricks, typically if you did those tricks, that was it for the night. You weren't going to play that night. You needed it to get, the next day. So you've lost precious time playing Halo 3 or whatever the fuck you were playing with your friends online. Yeah. That was a good one. That was fun. I did Red Lips and Booger's Kid kind of came out of nowhere, who ended up just being KB talking about a kid he went to high school with, but
one kid that I went from K to 12.
Are you friends with him now?
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he hates when I bring him up because Nick and I always bring him up in the most.
We've brought him up since my first day of work, and he doesn't like it, and we continue to do it, and we could easily change the name, but we don't at all.
But prior to this, we would make up lies about him. He would fart in the McDonald's or shit in the McDonald's play place and exchange it for free cookies. But this was actually true. He was the Red Lips Kid. not too late into life, but until at least 5th grade.
And he really would eat the paper football when you played paper football.
Yeah,
right in his mouth, slobber all over it, and then he would try to get you to forfeit. Medical forfeit. It's win by default.
Medical forfeit.
Any other honorable mentions that weren't mentioned?
Yeah, what?
Period blood.
I didn't think we were the right crew to discuss that.
That's fair.
Yeah, but like sometimes that is a blessing whenever you find out a period has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
The vocabulary book I didn't like.
I had Child's Blood. It's never good when that happens.
True. Good pick.
I don't like red jeans or pants.
yeah.
Red jeans exist?
Yeah, there were red. Yeah,
Bother me.
got them in out of CCS magazine.
I hate Jungle Juice. I think it's
Jungle Juice almost made it. I will say Jungle Juice came real close.
I have a red-blooded American who gets pissed from time to time.
I real quick story. Jungle Juice. I was once at a party my freshman year, and I was overheard by one of the house brothers talking about how the Jungle Juice was very weak. He then challenged me. I think it was like $5 to get in. If I could drink 3 cups of the Jungle Juice, he'd give my money back. I did that very quickly. Then he said he was not a brother, in which case probably evoked me to maybe the maddest I've ever got in my life. Eventually got kicked out, blacked out, red puke all over myself, had to be pushed back to my room several blocks off campus.
That sounds about right.
You got conned.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got juiced big time.
You got juiced big time.
Any ideas for the next bracket?
Ooh.
I wanted to do something Thanksgiving related, but was denied. I think there's a lot of stuff about Thanksgiving.
We could do
I think it opened it up to like good banter though.
We could do it. There is a food thing we could do around Thanksgiving.
It doesn't necessarily have to be food.
What, seasonal foods?
Just like my idea was just like anything Thanksgiving holiday related.
I like
there's a lot of stuff.
The worst ofs.
Yeah, I
know we were going to alternate best and worst, but we've become addicted to roasting stuff. So
it's fun.
So much fun.
We're cynical people. We'll think about it. I don't mind doing a food one.
I'd be cool like throwing up a poll what people would rather want.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll throw up a poll while people vote for what they want to hear from us. Unless we don't like it. And then we'll just do whatever we want to do. We'll give it a chance on the poll first. That's it.
And how many episodes? We need 16 episodes to where we can match up all the winners.
Yeah, before we have our first bracket. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, that's it. For KenJac, Nick, KB, Cheah, with Owen back next week. I'm Jeff Lowe. This has been the bracket. Congratulations to the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death, which now has one positive thing to its name. It's now it's related somewhat to the Wizard of Fries. That's a tip of the cap. Talk to you next week.